Oh, hello viewers, I'm Q. And welcome back to another so thirsty episode. It's starting to get a little cold here in Beijing. It's almost as if they skipped past autumn and went straight from summer to winter. But speaking of cold, there is no place colder in China than the Dongbei region, which is in the northeastern side of China. And so they must have some really awesome food to keep them warm during the cold winter months. So in today's episode, we'll be taking you to a Dongbei restaurant in Beijing. And they do have some awesome ribs. Alright, so let's walk. So we are at this very homey shop that sells a very popular Dongbei dish called Tie Guo Dun, and we ordered the Tie Guo. So it's a pork in Ironwok, and it's a traditional dish from Dongbei. And it's currently being cooked now. The Fu Yuan just dumped it all in the Ironwok. So all we need to do is just wait. And they also have a timer to tell you when it's done. For this kind of thing, because it's steamed and braised, it's better to be patient and wait for it to cook. That way, we'll know that the marinade has permeated into the meat completely. Because in the north of China, it gets extremely cold. So each table will be fitted with a wood-fired stove, made completely out of brick. The kind that you see in old Chinese or Korean films. And as the food cooks, the stove acts as the central heating system. But since we're not really up north, so I guess we'll just have to settle for an imitation. So while we're waiting for the main dish to cook, we'll start off with some Harbin beer. And Harbin is from the Dongbei city. So we're gonna have the Harbin beer with the cold dish. We got the celery and peanuts and some bean curd skin, also some carrots. And then we also got the very popular cold salad. There is some cabbage, sesame oil, dried chili and coriander. There is a very strong savory sesame taste, so it's very good. I'm gonna try this dish now. Also a very strong sesame oil flavor. Have it with your Harbin beer. So the waiter just helped us to prepare the tieping. So it's sort of like bread and it's baked. It's currently put into the pot and it's baked inside this iron pot.
A few moments later.
Okay, that was so cool. Like the waiter just pulled out the bread from the iron pot or the wok, and it looks so fluffy and amazing. And she's just added some coriander, some chili into our main dish, and it looks absolutely amazing. It smells amazing. Doesn't that just look f***ing amazing? Wow. I knew not. The marinade has penetrated into the meat. I'm not sure what kind of sauce they use, but it's kind of saucy and salty. So it's best to eat it with rice, but they've given us the bread, so we're gonna try it with the bread. But as you can see, the meat is just like, it's not falling off your bone kind, but still has a very nice meaty bite to it. So the potato is a very common and very popular snack in Dongbei or Harbin. So wow, it literally just fall apart on my touch. We're gonna try how good it tastes. So soft, so fluffy. The skin is coated with all the sauce, so it's very good. Now I'm gonna try the bread that the waiter has just prepared for us, and I'm expecting great things from it. So this pastry is called Tieping. It's basically just sponge bread, and it's made by that batter that the Fu Yuan was doing.
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien.
And let's see how it tastes. There's a bit of the sauce it's soaked up while it was cooking. It's a bit sweet, but it soaks up the salty sauce, so it's basically a sponge. Very fluffy, very good. And the charred ends adds a bit of crunch to it. Very good texture. Did you see how big the Ironwok was in comparison to Q's hand? Because the marinade is generally very salty, right? It's actually very good to have potatoes or any like bread or even the light dishes to pair up with the dish. So I think it was a very good idea that they made it this way. Okay, so now I've gotten a big chunk of meat. I'm gonna eat it with the bread. Holy shit. Let's go, baby. Succulent, soft, and delicious. So that, just to demonstrate how soft and succulent this meat is after it's simmered for a while. Look at this. Clean off the bone. We're about halfway done with dinner, and as it simmers, it gets more concentrated, therefore it becomes very salty. So it's good to take out the meat and potato after a while so it doesn't absorb all the marinade. But this is supposed to be salty because in northern part of China, they use a lot of preservation technique to keep things longer. And salting it is one way to make it preserve longer. Wow, that was some amazing meal. If you ever come to the northern part of China, you should try this dish. And if you can't eat pork, don't worry. You can have the sauce with fish, chicken. So those who can't eat pork, you don't have to worry. There are other options for you. Let me know in the comments down below if you would try this dish. But for now, many thanks for joining us. And don't forget to subscribe and stay so thirsty. Because Dongbei is very cold. So the waiter just helped us to prepare the bread, and it's called Tie Guo or Guo Tie. So the waiter just helped us to prepare the Tie Guo.